Oh yeah, so Steve, just talking about the game between England and Argentina. You know, these two nations are very big footballing nations, and whenever they come together, it's like a spectacle, right? And there's a lot of history between Argentina and England, and this is just breaking the whole internet right now with the results. England losing to Argentina, and there's a lot of perspectives about it. So first, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the outcome of this game? Of course, there are people saying that the coach is at fault, Thomas Tuchel, and there's some other people saying Argentina just had better quality and whatever. I want to hear from you, Steve. What do you think is the what do you think is your perspective on what happened in that game?
It's obvious. It was obvious. Argentina has better quality. Argentina puts England under pressure for the complete 90 minutes. Under pressure. At the beginning of the game, I think England was able to match that pressure. They were able to match the Argentina's force. But along the way, I think after they scored their
Yeah,
first that one
the
goal,
first goal.
they dropped off the pressure. They dropped off matching the force.
But why is that? Why is that? Why do you think they
It,
dropped off pressure?
So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the coach fault. Maybe it's not the coach fault. But sometimes in the game, it happens that when you score a goal, you have something now to protect. So you tend to fall back a bit.
Defensive
Yeah,
mindset.
exactly.
Defensive mindset.
Because you have something to protect. No, when
I
it's when you
I
are
just want to
losing,
bring something Harry.
yeah,
I just want to bring something Harry Kane said when they interviewed him. He said that after the first goal,
yeah,
the messaging did not change from the bench. It's like he said the messaging did not change. Like they were like go for another one. That's the message that
okay,
so they didn't tell them to defend basically. According to Harry Kane, they didn't tell them to defend, go for another one. But it was definitely not what they did, right? So please you can
exactly.
continue your train of thought.
Yeah, but it was obvious that they dropped the intensity and they paid hugely for it because, like we said in the previous games Argentina played, they can put you under pressure. They will put you under pressure until you break. Was it against Senegal also? That they will put you completely under pressure for as long as possible. So,
Is it
uh,
against Cabo Verde? I think it was Cabo Verde that every time Cabo Verde scored, they went back again and started again. You know what I mean?
so
And even I think
they
Cabo
made
Verde even played better than England.
yeah,
Cabo Verde, not even they, I would think they played better than England because they were
yeah,
able to respond every single time. They were able to
that
come out of that because Argentina want to put you in they want to just like put you in your own half of the field. Cabo Verde is able to come out of that distance and score again, 2-2. Then Argentina had
exactly
to
like
score
and the last game was an own goal or something like that. Yeah, I think last game was an own goal. But I think the English side just fell off. They just fell off. They were not able to withstand the pressure, the intensity. In as much as like you rightly said, the message from the bench did not change. But even if you watch the players that were brought in when they were protecting that lead, it shows the mentality that was there. He started bringing in defenders. He brought in Van Born, and he just so all in all, I just feel they were not able to. The quality of
and
the Argentina
I
side
I I I I I
outshined
listened
this one.
to he the manager Thomas Tuchel. Just as I said, I listened to Harry Kane um, talking about the messaging on the bench when he was interviewed. Thomas Tuchel, I also listened to his own perspective. He said the players they could not win, they could not get out of their own half, right?
Exactly.
And he was like, if I he needed to help them get out. He needed to help them, so he added more defenders, right? So in his mind, he's thinking like, I can't bring in strikers; they can't get out. If I bring in strikers, like it's not going to really change anything. These players cannot get out. Let me bring in defenders, and that's basically what is pissing off all the like most of the English pundits, most of the English fans. They're like, why did you bring in attacking mindset players instead you brought in defenders now? But I have the perspective on the defending aspect also. You see that even if they were able to bring in more defenders and they were not still able to defend. So what does that
Yeah.
even say about the English?
So no,
Like
no, no,
they
no.
brought
So
they
so
brought in more defenders and they were not still able to defend.
if you watch the first goal was from outside the 18-yard box. It was a beautiful shot by
Hmm.
Enzo. And so it's not just about
And so
bringing in
yeah,
defenders and they are within the 18-yard box. Argentina can shoot from anywhere. Do you get from
yeah.
anywhere? If you watch the goal that
Enzo has been
Julian
even been
Alvarez,
playing that
Julian,
shot.
yes,
Yeah,
even the goal that Julian Alvarez scored, I don't know which game exactly was that, but if you see it,
against Switzerland. Switzerland, yeah. It's a beautiful
beautiful
out
shots. Like so, you see that is the so they don't even need to get into your 18 yard for them to score. They can score
to
literally
score.
from anywhere. Do you understand? When it comes
Yeah,
to shooting
yeah.
competition, they are going to shoot. See, those guys can shoot from anywhere. So all in all, I think the quality of Argentina was just more than what the quality of the English
In-
side, and that was it. That
yeah.
was it.
Because I'm of the opinion that people don't just I don't think England plays with Algeria or something or Ghana and they go into a defensive posture. This
Exactly.
Argentine team forced them into that position that they were, and more interestingly enough, they were able to push them back into their box. It's not like even just putting them back into their half. They're pushing them back into their box where it was almost like they were shooting. You know those free kicks that are very close to the box. Enzo's goal
Yeah.
was like a free kick, like very close to the box. Like they were able to push them so back into their box that their outside shots were like free kicks. And I have like there's something like I don't know if you play like football recently, but
Yeah.
whenever you're fatigued, you go and play defense. Basically, whenever you're getting too tired, you're like, "Oh, you know what, let me go back and rest a little bit,
Uh,
play defense." I feel like the English players they were done. They were exhausted to the core and they were just defending. There was
uh,
nothing they could do.
Yeah, and
And
that's what I
sorry,
said. The Argentines can put you on that. See, those guys, they are not just tactically strong. They are also
they're
physically strong.
physical.
Yes.
They're
So
physical. Yeah,
it's a blend of two beautiful qualities that they have. So they are very physical, and at the same time they are very tactical. So, but if you go head to head with them,
you
you
you,
should
you
be
get
careful
tired
that immediately you just drop a little bit, they are going to take over. So I
because
think
when you're tired, the initiative is gone. There's nothing you can do about it. You
exactly,
know what I mean? Like when you're fatigued, it's like the saying the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. There's
exactly.
nothing you can do. Like you're just like, I know we're supposed to go out, but what am I supposed to do? Right? And I remember there was this one time Jude Bellingham tried to like he had the ball and there was no support, of course. The way they quickly pressed him and just squeezed the ball out of him like into like a throwing or something. You're like, damn, man, these guys can't even come out. There's nothing they can actually do, right? And what was beautiful to see for me was the quality of the crosses going into the box from Messi and DePaul.
Yeah,
Even when Enzo McAllister was like unlucky yesterday, he probably scored three. He hit the bar
the ball that hit the
twice.
bar, yeah,
He had like a free header, bro. It was the writing was on the wall. Like, bro, man, England is in trouble. They've met a team that probably I even think that Argentina have been playing like this to just even throw other teams off. Just make them feel like they're a little bit weak. But I think the presence of Lionel Messi, there's just a standard in the Argentine team right now. It's like they are playing with the championship mentality
yeah,
and they are not willing to give up. If you are going to play Argentina, just know that you're playing a team that is going to come at you. And something about Messi is that he kind of turns up in every game. It's not like turns up in one game, is quiet in the other one. No, the Argentine team, they rally. There's also something about the way they play. There's like they understand each other a lot. And when they want to start, when they are chasing the game, there's a way like they play together, they communicate properly, they know exactly what to do. If you look at the Enzo's goal, you see Alvarez also lurking around the box. You see
yeah,
Alvarez on the other side, just like because he scored that last game against Switzerland, beautiful goal. He was
yeah,
in that same position to score, just in case maybe Enzo was not willing to take that shot. Alvarez would have been taking his own shot. It was just devastating for like the way, and also I understand why, to an extent, I understand why Thomas Tuchel was bringing in defenders. If you look at the replays again, because I had to watch the extended highlights again and again, you see how many Argentine players were getting into the box.
yeah,
Bro, they were like 3, 4 players getting into the box, and maybe two at the edge of the box, try to get into the box. Like there's no way 4 players from the other team, 5 players from the other team are in your box that you don't put like 6 defenders there. You understand? When this whole team they are putting so many players in your box, you be like, damn, I have to find a man for each one. Like you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, it,
But
it was
like I would
it,
say, I'm not a professional coach, that
exactly
play
though.
football
Exactly.
professionally. So maybe the reality on the pitch is always different. But if I may give my opinion, I just feel like playing against Argentina, you are under so much pressure. I feel you would have brought in players that would have chased the game from the midfield. So I believe change your midfielders or even change your strikers, bring in new energy that will start chasing the game from the
Mhm.
front, not when it gets to the back. Like
Do they have the quality?
I just feel like that if you had brought in fresh players that could chase the game from the front, not to when it gets to your because it's Argentina showed one thing throughout this competition. As long as they can get within your 18 yards box, they're going to find a way to score. So the best way to keep them out is to make sure that it's a bit difficult for them to get there. Do you understand? Instead of the players running down
Hmm.
to your 18 yard box, you give them something to think about that. Okay, there are fresh players that can run at us. New players are there. New players that will chase the game from the midfield, not get into the. So,
Not not Steve. I
but
I,
like I
I
said,
understand the running part.
I'm not a professional coach, neither am I a
I
professional
understand the
player.
running part. I
Yeah,
understand the running part. But what about the ball holding part? I don't think England has the midfielders to hold the ball like the
that's
way
another
Argentina
thing.
does.
Exactly, that's another thing again. You have to look at the crop of players that he has that was assembled. So, and there's one thing I feel the English side also made a mistake. If you in this competition, Argentina tried to use all their
Yeah.
players. They've tried to keep their players fresh, like give them game time. So everybody is kind of alert. Everybody has played a part, so everybody knows. Okay, if I come in, they know exactly
Hmm.
what their part is going to play. The English side they did not do that. Many of the players had not even
Meno has
played.
not played. Meno has not played. Yeah, yeah, at all. One game at all.
Hedansi had not played. Ivan Tony did not play up until that particular last game. They had even I think Dambon too had not played until that. So they had not kept their
Player
team very
rotation was
very
not
fresh.
great.
Exactly that.
Fresh
Everybody would
too.
have
Yes.
been
So they were tired. They looked tired to
so
me.
everybody would have known, okay, this is where I'm going to play, this is my part I'm going to play. When you bring them in, they know exactly. No, they have that kind of energy. And these players that had not played for a while, they were not there's a kind of warm up. When you often start like a competition or so, players are kind of cold. But when they start playing, they try to get a bit warm up. They warm up to the games and they warm up to the competition. I think some of their players were not warmed
Yeah.
up for this particular situation. Do you get? And I feel that is why he could not trust them.
And no wonder.
He could not trust some of those midfielders to and bring them in and say, okay, we need you now to come and to come and match this particular pressure. He could not just trust them. You had Kobe Menu. You could not trust Kobe Menu. You could not trust
Yeah, like
Brother
for
Hedas.
example, he could not like
Then
is Hurricane is tired. Hurricane is tired, but they
exactly,
can't take him off because they don't trust the replacement. Jude Bellingham is tired. You can't take him off because you don't
exactly,
trust the replacement. So there's a
exactly.
lot of there was probably that was an issue.
So
So guys, yeah, this is our perspective on what happened between Argentina and England. But at the end of the day, it was a beautiful game. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section if whether you agree or disagree with us. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.